Normally, a victorious commander wins the war, returns home, and reclaims his crown. But when Rama marched back from Lanka, his own citizens closed the gates. They informed him they no longer recognized his authority, and they refused to let him back inside the walls. This immediate rejection stranded a massive military force. Rama was suddenly the commander of the entire Vanar army, and every single one of those soldiers was now effectively homeless. This map traces their exact path of exile. The displaced population pushed east, marching entirely outside the boundaries of the Eastern Ghats. They eventually stopped in Ayodhya, located in present-day Thailand, where they had to build a new colony from the mud up. To sustain an army in an uncultivated coastal forest, they relied entirely on one resource. This data visualization breaks down the nutritional profile of the local coconut trees. It yields a highly consistent, balanced diet, delivering enough hydration and caloric density to keep a massive military force healthy, without planting a single field of traditional grain. The immediate pressure of feeding thousands of soldiers forced Rama to adapt. He stopped operating as a divine prince waiting for a throne and started functioning as a pragmatic logistical manager keeping a colony alive. That local stability created unexpected leverage when his brother Bharat arrived from their old homeland. Bharat's kingdom was currently collapsing under severe famine. Rama initiated a strictly transactional arrangement. He agreed to export his colony's surplus coconut yields to feed Bharat's starving citizens. In exchange, Rama took total, permanent command of Bharat's remaining naval fleet. By taking the ships, Rama officially severed his ties to the land-based politics of his past. He turned his attention entirely to the ocean. This map charts the fleet's trajectory as they expanded across the Pacific. They sailed looking for untapped resources and eventually established a beachhead on the mineral-rich, uncolonized shores of early Japan. The initial settlement was incredibly crude. They threw together primitive mud walls and thatched roofs, relying on basic torches and sparklers to maintain a defensive watch over the dark coastline. They were treating the ocean like empty space ripe for expansion. But extending their supply lines that far into the Pacific actively triggered a border dispute with forces they didn't even know existed. The Pacific Ocean was already claimed. It operated as the sovereign territory of an ancient, highly organized alliance between Atlantis and the Amazonians. From the perspective of these sea kingdoms, Rama's expanding fleet and new mud outposts did not look like peaceful civilian trade routes. They looked exactly like an aggressive, amphibious invasion of their territorial waters. The ocean responded with a sudden, coordinated assault. Waves of hostile sea species surged out of the surf, actively storming the mud walls of the Japanese beachhead. Rama's previous campaigns were fought over political ideals and rescued hostages. This fight was strictly about holding a line of dirt against an aggressive biology that wanted them eradicated. To survive the pressure, the colony rapidly accelerated its military engineering. This schematic shows the defensive emplacements they developed, utilizing heavy stone cannons built directly into the rising fortifications to break up the incoming charges. Behind those cannons, the Vanar army was deployed in strict tactical formations, firing continuous, precision volleys of arrows blindly into the crashing ocean waves to hold the shoreline. But sheer military courage has a mathematical limit. Arrows and stone payloads eventually run out, while the ocean can continuously replenish its front lines with infinite resources. The Japanese stronghold managed to weather the constant siege for 2 brutal years, but the constant pressure was heavily eroding their structural defenses. Rama analyzed the attrition rates and recognized a hard truth. Total military victory was physically impossible. He lacked the manpower to conquer the ocean itself. He bypassed the battlefield entirely and initiated direct diplomatic channels with the hostile leadership of the Atlantean and Amazonian alliance. His negotiating position was entirely pragmatic. He presented the logistical data proving his naval presence was dedicated strictly to resource trade and civilian survival, offering a guarantee that his forces had zero interest in oceanic conquest. The alliance accepted the terms. By brokering a trans-species truce, Rama officially secured his empire's eastern border and proved he could operate as an elite global statesman. With the treaty in place, the primitive mud outposts evolved into permanent fortifications. The Japanese stronghold stood completely unchallenged, sitting peacefully against a calm sea. It was exactly at this moment of stability that Hanuman finally returned from a secret 2-year long-range scouting mission across the Pacific to the Mark Samra, the Empire of the Americas. Hanuman delivered a devastating intelligence briefing. The Americas were caught in a total civilizational collapse, overrun by a biological crisis, where half-dead creatures were actively hunting the remaining human population. Operating without direct orders, Hanuman had executed a rogue logistical extraction. This topographical map details Kihornia, a specific human sanctuary he secured, utilizing 4 dense mountain ranges as natural borders to isolate survivors from the contagion. Rama originally faced a closed gate and a complete rejection by his own people. Instead of fighting for a lost cause, he took a displaced army and engineered a secure trans-Pacific supply chain, filling the empty spaces of the map with an empire built on calories, diplomacy, and heavy stone walls.